I'm going bald. This video is going to be a bit different for me, at least, because I usually write scripts for what I'm going to do, so now I don't really have a clue what I'm saying, so expect me to ramble quite a bit. This is going to be a bitch to edit because I don't have a clue what I'm saying. So apparently I'm a booktuber, I'm on booktube, I talk about books, and one of the things I'm supposed to do, which seems to be a requirement, is that I tell you about all the books I've read in a month, or all the books I've bought in a month, or how many times I've gone to the toilet in a month. Maybe not that one. You have my permission to not watch this. People don't watch my other videos anyway, so why start now? I'm not going to do these in any specific order, and it kind of helps if I get the books ready first before I turn on the camera. Bear with me 1 second. The first book I read this month was called Trick or Treat and was written by Darren Shan, and I picked it up off the shelf at work when it came in as a new book, purely because the front cover reminded me of one of my favourite horror films, Friday the 13th. Why did I just say Friday the 13th? It's a fucking pumpkin. Halloween. It reminded me of Halloween. It's a crime novel, it's set in Oxford, it's got a female detective, and basically she's trying to hunt down a killer who's killing off people who he sees as being martyrs, and he wants to make them suffer. And it's all about religion, and it was quite good. It was the first book in the series. I've not read the second one yet. I think the second one's all about Christmas, and this one's Halloween, so maybe they're going to go with like a holiday theme, which sounds like a pretty cool idea. But yeah, it's one I'd like to check out. It was alright, I quite enjoyed it. Now I'm just rambling. The second book I read this month was the second book in the Lethbridge-Stewert series, and it's The Zizoid Earth by David A. McKinty. If you've not heard of this series, it's all about Lethbridge-Stewert and the intelligence, and I think it's got Dr. Travers and his daughter Anne, the scientist, and it's basically based on some characters that were created for the Doctor Who series for the second Doctor. Was it the Web of Fear, I think, in the underground with the Yeti? So they don't have the Doctor in it, although there are slight references to like, oh, I have an old friend who was a scientist, I wish he was here now, but they're not allowed to actually mention him. And this one basically follows the Brigadier, who is sent to a parallel world type thing. Have you ever seen the episode Inferno? Kind of like that. It's all sort of weird goings on. No one knows how he's there. They think he's a spy. He thinks he's a spy. They don't have a clue what's going on. And I have to say, this one was really boring. I didn't like it at all. The first one was called The Forgotten Son, and I quite liked that one. It was all about Lethbridge-Stewart's past and how his younger brother died, and it was all about Yetis and the intelligence trying to take over the world again. So this one I'm not a fan of, but I definitely will check out the third one, which I think is called The Beast of Fang Rock instead of The Horror at Fang Rock, which was a Tom Baker serial. But yeah, I suggest if you like Classic Who, you should definitely check out these books. I think they're from Candy Jar. Yeah, Candy Jar Books. The next book I read this month is called The Kilworth and is by David J. Shaw. And if there is ever a case of judging the book by its cover, this is it. I mean, look at it. It looks really cool. It's 80s guitarist, he's got a maniacal face, and he's doing a riff, and it's shooting a shotgun. How awesome does that look? Now, I'm a huge fan of 80s rock and metal, so this book sang to me when I saw the cover, and I basically bought it based purely on the cover. And it's just so boring. A cover like that should not be a boring book. Basically, here's a man whose daughter died at a concert, and he sent himself away to a loony bin for a little bit, and then he comes out all cured, and he decides that he wants to go on a rampage and get revenge and kill all the members of the band that were performing where his daughter died. And it just goes on, and for the few little scenes of action, I don't know, the writing style felt a bit stifled, and I just read it purely because I got halfway through it, and I thought, I can't stop now. I really wouldn't recommend it. One I would recommend, though, is The Flickerman by Ted Kosmatka. And this one is a new book that came in, and again, I just saw it on the shelf at work, so I decided to bring it home, didn't know anything about it. And I just like the cover, because it's sort of all different parallel worlds, so it kind of tells you it's going to be a sci-fi. Yeah, we've got it classed as a modern, but it's definitely more of a sci-fi book. Basically, it follows a quantum physicist called Eric Argus, who's had a bit of a mental breakdown, but now he's got a new job and he's trying to move on. And during an experiment, he accidentally discovers proof that the soul exists. But then it turns out that not everybody has a soul. And then he starts to learn about this weird organisation called the Flickermen, and how there might be parallel worlds and universes. Yes, it does get bogged down in a bit of the science, but he also dumbs it down a little bit for you, so it's easier to follow and understand. I mean, on the front, you've got Hugh Howey saying that this is a book that would be written if Stephen King and Stephen Hawking got together, and I can totally agree with that statement. This is a really good book. I say it's a really good book. I'd say the first 2/3 were really good, and then it kind of faltered and stumbled a little bit at the end. I definitely would like to check out a few more of Ted Kosmatka's books, and I think I might do a review. Well, My videos aren't really reviews, are they? I just sort of ramble off topic. But I might do a video for this one. I'm not sure. I'll have to wait and see. The next book I read was a recommendation that I got from the YouTube channel Books and Bullshit, which is a really good channel. I'll put a link to the video, and in it he basically recommended some middle grade books. And one of the ones he recommended was Lisa Lumpur by Lauren Oliver. Now I have to say, this is not the type of book that I would usually read, but I watched that video on the morning while I was having my breakfast, and then when I was at work later that day, someone actually returned this book, and I saw it, and as it was fresh in my mind, I thought, I'll give it a go. And I have to say, I really did enjoy it. Basically, Lisa is this little girl whose father has died, and she's been kept prisoner in the attic. And then there's a little ghost called Poe, and it's not sure if it's a boy or a girl, because once you die, you sort of lose all meaning of what that is. And together they decide to run and take her father's ashes to a willow tree where he used to live, where his wife's buried. There's also another plot line running where an alchemist has an apprentice, and his job is to fetch and carry magic around. And when he's making a delivery of the most powerful magic in the world, he gets it mixed up with Liesl's father's ashes. They then meet and they're trying to bury the ashes, but really they're burying the magic, and they've got the alchemist and some other people trying to chase them down. Basically, I enjoyed the book. It's not the sort of thing I usually go for, but it was a really easy read. I enjoyed the pictures in it, which make me sound really childish, but fuck it, read whatever you like, it doesn't matter. Don't let people judge you. I've never heard of Lauren Oliver before, but I think I would be interested in checking out what she's done in the past or what she's done since Lisa Lumpur. The last book I finished this month is called Lord Lost, and it's by Darren Shan, and it's his first book in the Demonata series. I've never read any Darren Shan before, but we've got quite a lot of his books at my work, and I've been told that his Cirque de Freak series is quite good, but we didn't have his first book in that series, which I believe is called A Living Nightmare or A Long Nightmare, something like that. But we did have the first one in the Demonata series, so I picked it up and I gave it a go. It was an alright story. It was a bit gory. I mean, it's young adult, so it's not full-on horror or full-on gore, so you have to forgive it a little bit for that. But my God, the writing style in this book is so annoying. I mean, the way he structures the sentences in this book, some of them only have 1 or 2 words per sentence. I'm not joking. I get that he kind of did it to make it faster and snappier and get the pace moving because it's all supposed to be adrenaline fueled, but you can do that so much better without resorting to putting 2-word sentences every other sentence. But this one's basically about the family line being possessed by a werewolf curse, and the only way to defeat the curse is to challenge this demon called Lord Lost to a game of chess. I would still like to try his Cirque de Freak series, but this one didn't do him any favours, I have to say. So that's all the books I finished in May, and I've just started another one, and as we're basically on the last day of May, it's going to carry over, but I'll mention it anyway. It is the last book in Jeff Lindsay's Dexter series, and it's called Dexter is Dead. And this is a bit of a complicated one for me because I'm both excited and kind of about reading it, to be honest. I've read all the other books, and I've seen the TV show, and I think they're good. I like the stories, I like the humour in them, and I like Dexter as a character, especially in the TV show. I mean, Michael C. Hall. He's a hot guy. I can forgive him killing people. He's got a sane job. He's sorted. He's quite funny. Yeah, he kills people on the side as a hobby, but not everyone's perfect. But yeah, the books. Jeff Lindsay. I'm not really that big of a fan of the way he writes. See, in my opinion, Jeff Lindsay just struggles to write realistic characters. Okay, Dexter is an exception. He's down to earth and he's a bit crazy, so you can forgive a few things here and there. But out of all the books that he's written, I can't think of one well-written female character, and that's pretty bad. But you know, I'm going to give this one a go. I have no idea what this one's going to be about. I tend not to read the back of ones that are in the series, so I don't want to spoil anything. So I'm only 19 pages in at the minute, and basically the last one ended with Dexter being caught at a murder scene for a murder he didn't actually commit. So have to see how he gets out of it, and apparently this is the last one. I don't think he's written any more since then. So hopefully it goes out with a bang. Hopefully he has a miracle and decides to write some good characters in it, but we shall find out. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's everything I've read in May. I hated making this video because I have rambled for so long because I'm used to writing scripts for mine, and I now have to spend forever trying to edit this. So you better fucking watch this video, YouTube. People better watch it because I'm putting effort in. And if you've watched my if you've watched my newbie tag, you know that I suffer from procrastinus. I am procrastinating and I am lazy and I'm a librarian, so I'm a very busy man. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, I'm sure I can try and do one every month. If you didn't like it and no one watches it, then I probably won't bother. I'm not going to make things just for the hell of it. Well, I probably will because I have nothing else to do and I have no friends and I have no social life, and this means I don't have to leave my house. So, yeah, thanks for watching.